Welcome everyone, TheDailyWoo here. Today's adventure brings us to the Disneyland Resort. Galaxy's Edge has been open for quite some time, as you can see. Sporting my old school Trilogy, Return of the Jedi tee for the occasion. There are a lot of Easter eggs back in the new land. And because this particular, the first three, hold a special place in my heart and are my favorites of the franchise, I thought it would be fun and interesting to gallivant around Star Wars land, Galaxy's Edge, and see what there is in the form of, little nuances and hidden gems when it comes to that original trilogy. I'm inviting you to join me. Shall you? Even though there is a heck of a lot to show tucked away back in there, this will only pertain what I'm going to show to the subject matter at hand. But fret not, there is more items than you can shake a stick at. As the story goes, along the ground are some droid tracks. Look very closely down here as they peek out behind this fence line, the three markings. It has been said belong to an original R2 unit right down there, faintly. They dragged him along the ground before the concrete and pavement dried. Some reports even say it was the actual one from New Hope, but probably just a replica based on it. Very familiar looking, to say the least. And up here, reminiscent of that gun turret from Hoth. Good to see a little Empire Strikes Back reference here in front of the future Rise of the Resistance attraction. Hello, Chewie. How are you? It's good to see you today. It's been a while. It's a camera, nothing to be afraid of. One thing's for sure, these could come in very handy when trying to take down a compound in the forest moon of Endor, and an assortment of binoculars, some of which similar to what Luke would use in A New Hope, with the wide lenses there on the far right end. Here's some, oh, there he is, right there. It's the creature from the garbage. Whoa. That's awesome. I wouldn't want to get stuck in a trash compactor with him, but nonetheless, pretty cool little tidbit. And keeping up with that theming, you will notice every receptacle has these digits, 326, 3827, which is what Luke summoned out to 3PO to let them out. Only mentioned for a brief moment in A New Hope. Behind these wooden carvings is a charred torso of an R2 unit, a headless torso. Could almost use that for a grill. Just peeking up slowly. It's terrifying. Few good throwback items available for purchase in this store, however, cannot be taken home for a price. Remember when he sat outside, oh, his stomach's moving, he sat outside in the desert, Jabba's palace, snatched him up a little treat with his tongue. This lizard creature, whoa, almost dropped it. It's called a dewback. I believe that's what it's referred to as. Not just the one, There's an entire mess load of them. One of the many things I learned from Han in Empire was you do not want to know what these things smell like on the inside. Also from that same film, this suction cuppy looking dude, the Minoc. Look at that. He's flapping his wings. Tusken Raiders love to ride around on the backs of these creatures, these horned banthas. At Jabba's right hand, Mr. Salacious Crumb. Have to look upward a bit. But over next to this wall is an homage to one of the Cantina band members. Just imagine a musical instrument there coming out of his mouth, playing a tune. I see it. Got myself a thermal detonator Coca-Cola. I wanted to show this. They serve popcorn in this. This is also from A New Hope. It was a repair droid. It can only be seen very briefly. I'm drinking a thermal detonator. Certainly getting those nostalgic references wedged in amongst the new school characters. Nostalgic Jabba. Good to see it. Up on that shelf are a lot more. The sand crawler and even the floating barge. Oh yeah, with good cast and array of characters up on that thing. Watch out for the Sarlacc pit. Who could forget this thing? Take this into the cantina. You could be the life of the party. Classic showdown up here, marionette style. Got Vader and Obi-Wan. Their sabers drawn. Battling it out. A lot to show inside Doc Ondar's. A lot. I mean, obviously the Wampa is very noticeable, but all along the ledges and walls, there is so much more to gander at than just that terrifying creature. For example, the Bravery Medal. Chewie's still very disappointed he didn't get his, at least not in the first film. The head of a Tauntaun there from Empire to the right from the Sarlacc pit scene in Jedi, Return of the Jedi. The guy pushed off Luke, tried to get him into the pit. Immediately to the right of that Tauntaun, and on the very far left, the Gamorrean guard axe. That thing could do some serious damage when utilized. Just chilling up there is an IG unit, similar to IG-88. And he's kind of staring at one of the creature's heads in the cantina scene on a stick. Does that face ring a bell? Kind of frightening. When I was younger, collected a lot of the original figures, and Emperor's Royal Guard, one of my personal favorites. It's one of the helmets. Bottom row in the middle, an AT-AT driver's belongings on his noggin. I call it an AT-AT because of my age. Some call it an AT-AT, but I think most people around my age refer to it as an AT-AT. Look through the railing, there are more instruments from that cantina scene. And the disguise that Leia wore as the bounty hunter when she unfroze Han from the carbonite. Just over Doc's shoulder, straight upward. Whoa, he's starting. Okay, now it's directly above his head. Now he's blocking it. Okay, it's right behind his face and his head. That's Leia's weapon from A New Hope at the beginning of the film. A little zoomed in version. And Get a better peek at it. On the right, Ewok headdress from Return of the Jedi. Right there tucked away in the corner. At the tippy top, the Tusken Raiders stick/weapon that he held up in the air and made that awful noise that I will not be recreating. If I did that in here, everyone would look at me in a very awkward fashion. The infamous Sarlacc pit. That is a face only a mother could love. This is kind of a toughie because it's way back there on the shelf behind the IG unit's foot. That is Boba Fett's, or at least his style of jetpack. Honorable mention, well, way more than an honorable mention, the Falcon. Dun, 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 dun. Droid loves to cook. He's always done so. Sometimes even burning the feet, branding feet of other droids. Making them scream in pain. Must be his thing. Oh, don't look at me that way. Yeah, it's like staring at me for a moment. Frightening. In fact, this is one of the models, not the one on the left, but this is one of the models he was having a field day with. He was letting out some serious, painful screams. A little recreation is taking place right here of that moment. Strapped up in that direction is a probe droid from Empire Strikes Back. Stuck to the wall. For purchase, $25,000. Not even kidding. Take a look at the price.
That's the one I read online.
Would be pretty cool to have him chilling in the living room, however. Even though it is not precisely the same as the one Luke cruised around in the first film, this X-34 Landspeeder is eerily similar. Different paint job. And these boxes, which can be seen prominently a number of times around the moisture farm, Luke's original home in A New Hope. One of my favorite little hidden gems is way up there on that spacecraft. 3 dates, 77, 80, and 83. It doesn't get much more clear-cut as an homage than that. I'm loving all these items behind this cage. Little throwbacks back to Hoth, back to Endor, and speeder bike. On to Smuggler's Run. There will be a few references in the queue on the way in. Pretty good recreations going on in here. Notice Luke's training helmet back there and that little sphere ball that was like circling around when he was training. And of course this item, which really needs no introduction, and this seat area located just below that training helmet. And here is where Han and Leia shared their first kiss. Looks familiar. Oh yeah, the ladder up to the guns, to the cannons. How cool is that? Let's climb up that ladder. Take care of business. you're looking for Han's blaster, it's at the exit. If you utilize the Play app and scan that code right here on the side of that box, that's what's in there. It doesn't open, it just shows you on the app. And then the outfit of Leia as the bounty hunter can be seen right here inside this one. You just have to scan it. It'll show you that photo. If you are lucky enough to get a reservation to Oguz Cantina, there are a few items inside its doors. Some old school references. Oh goodness. New school stormtroopers down there. And even on the way in, a droid detector. Who knew? Even the menu has Yub Nub and Rancor teeth. See it? Right there. R2? Speaking of, more of his tracks. Oh, I see what's going on. A very nice touch. Heading directly into the droid depot. Makes sense. Up in the sky. What is that? That's no moon. That's going to do it for today. If you're new here, please subscribe. By doing so, helps keep you in the loop and up to date on future uploads here on this channel. Take it a step further, ring that notification bell. If you enjoyed this particular episode, give it a big thumbs up. It lets me know you care. See you in the next video. The vlog is over.